Imagine you are building a beautiful house. In your mind, it's everything you could have ever dreamed of. You've researched every style, picked every material, lovingly considered every detail. It has consumed your waking hours. It's the last thing you think about before you fall asleep and the first thought that pops into your mind when you wake in the morning. It is your absolute delight, and it's a beautiful thing. But then the storms come. The winds batter the shutters, the rain pelts the roof, and the leaks appear. The floods shift the house from its moorings, cracks open, and the cold gets in. Maybe it happens all at once, but more likely it happens slowly, storm after storm, until one day you're standing in the rubble asking yourself, do I fix it? Do I knock down what's left standing and start over? Or do I just walk away? Your homeschool could be this house. Maybe it already is. Maybe you sense it happening. Maybe you just want to know how to prevent it. By the way, if you're new to homeschooling, I have a really great workshop that will help you get started. It's free and it's linked below. Anyway, today I want to talk about one of the biggest reasons homeschooling moms say their homeschool failed. And I want to share with you one thing that has protected me from this for the 20 years that I've been homeschooling. There's one essential truth you must know, and most moms honestly never hear of it. Hi, my name is Laura from The Living Homeschool. I'm mom to 3. I've been homeschooling for now over 20 years using the Charlotte Mason method. And in this channel, I hope to encourage and inspire new and seasoned homeschool moms as we do this great and wonderful thing. If this sounds like it might be of value to you, I'd love it if you would like and subscribe. All right, so back to the house. From the street, it looks great. Good materials, beautiful details, solid looking walls. So why did it collapse? Something unseen, something rarely talked about, something so basic and yet so profound that most moms skip right past it to get to the more important practical stuff. The house was built on sand. It doesn't matter how sturdy the boards were, how tight the seams were, how beautiful the paint. When the storm came, the ground underneath couldn't hold it. A successful homeschool must be built on bedrock because the storms are going to come. Illness, financial strain, learning difficulties, behavior challenges, challenging behaviors, criticism from people you love, comparison to everybody else, doubts about whether you can actually do this. And here's one of the biggest storms of all, mom burnout. And when moms burn out, everything else falls apart like dominoes. The sand was shifting long before the cracks appeared. I want to share today 4 reasons why homeschool moms burn out. And then I want to tell you what I know, what has been my protection plan for 2 decades, and why I'm just as enthusiastic about homeschooling today as the day I started. Maybe even more so. Let's get into it. So burnout reason number 1 is doing too much. There is a lot of pressure to cover everything. Academic needs, social needs, there's a lot of fear that you're going to fall short. And so days can quickly become overpacked with constant rushing from one good thing to the next. Unrealistic expectations of what you're able to do as one mom in your little homeschool. And so what ends up happening is you're feeling behind all of the time, even when you're working really, really hard. So burnout reason number 1 is doing too much. Burnout reason number 2 is carrying too much. Now, moms already wear a lot of hats without homeschooling. You know as well as I do. We are the emotional support person. We are the triage nurse. We are the house cleaner, the cook, the home manager. Add on homeschooling, and now we are the curriculum researcher, the scheduler, the planner, and the teacher. It's a lot, and you become exhausted before the day has even begun. Burnout reason number 3 is expecting too much. And this is where we can fall into that perfectionism comparison trap. I've seen a lot of trends come and go now, being in the homeschooling world for over 2 decades. And one of the things that I'm noticing is kind of the pendulum swing back to something a little more strict, I think, as a response to the very permissive kind of gentle parenting, child-led homeschooling that we've seen in the recent years. And so what I'm seeing is parents beginning to feel like they need to have their children in college by the age of 16, that somehow we need to be a part of this elite 1% homeschool. We have to outperform every public school stat to make ourselves feel as though we're doing a good job and to validate homeschooling as a whole. And of course, with social media, there's that constant measuring ourselves against all of the highlight reels. All of these factors can lead to a very rigid schedule that's driven by fear. And suddenly a good day still feels like a failure because it doesn't match with the picture in your head. Burnout reason number 4 is neglecting yourself too much. Now, this one is a little sneakier because you don't notice it right away. As well we should, we pour ourselves into this new challenge of homeschooling. And that's a wonderful thing, and we should do that. But over time, over years, we begin to realize that we've been neglecting ourselves. Reading for pleasure, gone. Pursuing interests, gone. Time outdoors, cultivating friendships, rest, gone. And over time, homeschooling stops feeling like a privilege and starts feeling more like a sentence. Here's what I want you to see. Doing too much, caring too much, expecting too much, neglecting yourself too much. These aren't the root problem. They are the symptoms. This is what happens when a homeschool is built on sand. So here's the truth I hope to leave with you today. You need to build your homeschool on a foundation of philosophy. Now, don't click away. I know the word sounds intimidating, but this is honestly one of the most freeing things you will ever learn about homeschooling. It is truly transformational. The word philosophy comes from an ancient Greek word that simply means lover of wisdom. So what we want really is a practical philosophy where the what and the how are grounded in a deep, solid why. A method of education with a foundation of truth that's sturdy enough to withstand all that life throws at it. When you have that foundation, you can ride out learning differences and health crises and financial conflict and family strain. You become immune to the shiny new curricula and educational trends that come and go like the wind. My foundation for the last 20 years has been the Charlotte Mason method of homeschooling. It has been absolutely transformational for my children, and I would say for me as well. It has made me fall more and more in love with this life. Now, I'll be honest, I've certainly had moments of being tired. I definitely look forward to those holiday breaks and the long summer break ahead. But I can honestly say I have never experienced true burnout. And every fall, I honestly look forward to starting our new school year again. So let me show you quickly how Charlotte Mason is the direct remedy for each burnout reason. So the remedy for doing too much. In a Charlotte Mason education, you are spreading a broad feast of subjects, but you're using rich, engaging, real living books that spark curiosity. So even though you're doing a lot, it doesn't feel like you are because it's just so dang enjoyable. The second thing about a Charlotte Mason education is the lessons are short. You are moving quickly from one thing to the next. There is no fatigue or dragging, and your spirits are still fresh and alive even at the end of your school day. But because of the short lessons, you're finished even at the upper age range by the early afternoon, which means you have long hours in the afternoon for meaningful afternoon occupations. You know, those things that tend to get shoved off the schedule because of the academics, but are very, very important. Things like music practice, nature hikes, painting in their nature notebooks, family read-alouds, or just enjoyable reading, those extra biographies and historical fiction that you always wish would be read but somehow get skipped every year. There's time for those kinds of things. And you begin to see the deep, infinite value of a true liberal arts education. And you stop feeling like you need to cram everything in. So the remedy for carrying too much. The marvelous thing about having a guiding philosophy such as Charlotte Mason is that it dramatically narrows down curriculum choices, because the vast majority of curriculum just doesn't apply to how you will be educating your children. And so you don't even have to think about all of those things. So goodbye decision fatigue. Thank goodness. Another delightful thing about the Charlotte Mason method is the understanding that all education is self-education. So the work of education belongs to the child. It is not on my shoulders. It is on my children's shoulders. And my job is to provide the very best materials in the very best way that I can. So there is some light lesson planning, but it's not onerous. There's little to no grading. There's no tedious worksheets. Those kinds of things are replaced with real and meaningful work. And another delightful thing about the Charlotte Mason education is that Charlotte Mason herself said that fully 1/3 of a child's education should be habit formation. When you take that kind of time to develop good habits in your children, your day just goes so much better. In fact, the method itself helps to develop these kinds of habits that we would want for our children naturally. And Mason said that when a mother takes pains to instill these habits in her children, it makes for smooth and easy days. And wouldn't that be wonderful? All right, so the remedy for expecting too much. Well, as I alluded to before, there are no grades because there are no worksheets and homework and quizzes and tests and all of that traditional busy work and ownership and burden on mom after the school day to take care of all of those things. Instead, there is narration in the form of oral and written, and then exams at the end of the term, which are really actually quite wonderful. And my children always look forward to them. Quite honestly, they did. Another wonderful thing about the Charlotte Mason method is the deep respect for the personhood of your child. We are not concerned about where the curriculum says your child should be, or where some stat says your child should be, or where some other homeschool mom says your child should be, or feeling as though we have to compare our children to some other children. We know what our method is. We know where we are going. We know what we are going to be covering. And so we start with the person in front of us, knowing where we're going to be going, and we progress from there, surely and steadily, as far as the child can get. And it is just marvelous to see your child relaxes, you relax, and you work together at their pace, making progress every single day. There is a profound satisfaction in what you're actually giving them. This type of education is truly inspirational and exciting and rewarding. And I'm so happy that I was able to give it to my children, and I know you will be as well. Finally, the remedy for neglecting yourself too much. And again, Charlotte has an answer for this. Charlotte Mason championed mother culture. You know, mothers can't nourish their children if they're malnourished. She literally said, mothers must go out to play. Another important aspect of a Charlotte Mason education is the idea of masterly inactivity. This is a wise and watchful kind of letting alone. And this frees you to have your own quiet time while your child enjoys real freedom. One of the amazing things that I found as I incorporated Charlotte Mason into our homeschool is that rarely my children were bored. And as I thought back as to why that would be, I realized that I truly think it's because their minds were so full of story and poetry and characters and ideas and inspiration from all of the amazing books we were reading that they just naturally incorporated those kinds of things in their play and their activity. And rarely did I have an issue with one of my children being bored. You're not your child's entertainer or a sole source of inspiration. And so this type of method of education really fills that gap for you. And here is something that very few people ever talk about. A Charlotte Mason education gives mom an amazing second education. New interests are awakened, a love of reading, nature, history, literature, philosophy, poetry, things that you never expected to love are suddenly opening up before you in a marvelous way. So I can't truly begin to express how fulfilling this life has been for our family. My children are living fruit of this method. Of course, those are stories for another day, but if this video today has sparked any curiosity on your part, I have a free Charlotte Mason Masterclass link below. It's the next best step for you. And so until next time, blessings to you and yours. Bye-bye.